What a blessing to come to church on Sunday morning and receive this gift of music. Thank you, choir and music leaders. I'm going to knock over my metal water bottle. I can just feel it. Good morning. It is a joy to be with you. It would be a joy even if this were not a beautiful, special place, room, building with so much history, even were it not for the spectacular music, for the wonderful colleagues. I'm so grateful to Galen, who has been a friend for many years, for the invitation, and especially grateful for Pamela, my new friend, who has been such a beautiful support in preparing for my visit, and who will be a colleague very soon. I will be cheering online next Sunday and celebrate with all of you the very special occasion of Pamela's ordination to ministry. And I want to thank you, really, just for being here, whether you are in the room or online. And I don't thank you because I'm the preacher, though it's helpful. I thank you as a person who, maybe like you, woke again today, having again to take a deep breath as I learn the latest difficult news from our world, our broken and hurting world. I meet this day and give thanks for its beauty and promise. And my, oh my, it is hard not to feel despair when I learn about the latest way some would like to express their hate that is designed to divide us and to dehumanize, or to hear and hold fear and care and concern for people impacted by climate change so much right now, even Helene, which shocks us and does not surprise us at all. Just all of this that greets us every day. All of this, which is why we are here. Within the container of this faith community, we gather to rest from the relentless, pounding, sometimes real, sometimes manufactured demands of our days. And so we stop for this hour because we agree that we need community and inspiration and purpose. In this way, we hold one another in the midst of unthinkable losses, and we find strength and courage and hope and faith for all that is possible when we lead with love, when we reflect together on the beauty and promise of this day, and when we carry that beauty and promise with us. I thought Linda said it so beautifully in the opening words. This is why we come together, to break boulders, even though we hadn't imagined we could do this, to feed one another, as you have been feeding one another for decades and decades. To live and grow in the embrace of community that loves us and challenges us, welcomes us as we are, and calls us into more than we knew was possible. I've come this morning with the hope that the work we do at the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee will be another source for you of community and inspiration and purpose. I so appreciate the way you say it in your mission statement. All Souls is a justice-seeking congregation whose members strive to embody the imperative to confront systems of oppression. Could I get an amen? Thank you. To confront systems of oppression, protect human rights, and heal the brokenness in our world. Our work takes many forms and addresses many areas, from climate justice to food security to LGBTQ+ justice and liberation. Amen. I hope you see UUSC as a partner with you in this work. And thank you for today's offering. We are truly grateful. And thank you to those of you who provide financial support that makes UUSC's work possible. There are many of you in the room, and we are deeply grateful for your support. And for those of you who have not heard of UUSC or who used to give a gift to UUSC, we hope you will be reminded to join with us in this important work that does embody a piece of the mission that you share here at All Souls. Your presence is with us at UUSC is a vital part of our power. So I was writing this and thinking about you all, and if I hadn't been here, I would have said y'all. I was writing this and thinking about y'all and thinking about this grand room, and I was wondering, how does it land here when I talk about your power? Because those of us who don't live in New York, we think that you've got that all figured out and that you know your power and you're really comfortable with it. Okay, some shakes. A lot of laughter. It was one of your former ministers, Forest Church, who identified one of the central sins of progressive people as sophisticated resignation. Do you remember that? I never forgot that after I read it. Sophisticated resignation. There's little we can actually do, right? It's naive to think another world is possible. Our part doesn't matter all that much. All of that is simply to say, what power do we have to make real change anyway? It's a stance cultivated and reinforced by those who hold traditional kinds of power. They rely on us to resign ourselves. They depend on it. It's a lie that serves empire. This is one of the great gifts I've received being part of UUSC. UUSC partners show us again and again that power at its best is love implementing the demands of justice. And justice at its best is power correcting everything that stands against love. Like Juan Lopez. Thank you for holding him and his life in your hearts today in our prayer. Juan has been a UUSC partner for more than half a dozen years. He and the community he lived in and worked in Honduras have been fighting illegal mining and the persecution of human rights and environmental defenders for many years. His is not the first murder that has been experienced in that community. I commend his memory to you. I share a little bit of his life in hopes that it honors him, the work he's done, and helps us know our part, what we too can do. Juan Lopez, we were together in February of a year and a half ago I can't do that math from the pulpit, February a year and a half ago, and Juan was telling us about the work that they were doing in Honduras and the risk they faced. And he set up the context very sneaky. Juan was the most modest appearing of people, not large in stature, and quiet in his speech. And he began sharing with us the most intimate stories of family and community, only slowly building to a piercing and precise critique of extractive capitalism and colonialism and the things that often make us from the West a little bit nervous when we're hearing them. He snuck up on us with those critiques and opened our hearts to the work that they are doing in Toccoa and around the valley of the Guapanal River and the San Pedro River. The thing I will never forget is how he described that what the corporations must do in order to mine illegally, it's pretty clear, but they have to apply for what are called, translated fairly, I presume, exploitation permits, to describe taking from, the extraction of the earth, the water, and Juan reminded us, the community and the people, and now they have taken his life. Environmental defenders like Juan are, in part, working to make it possible for communities to remain home, right? To prevent the need of people to migrate, to seek asylum, to address the root causes of forced displacement. This is true in the Americas and in many places around the world, and is a primary thread of UUSC's work from the very beginning, when our founders were part of the life-saving network of people accompanying those who were escaping Hitler's Nazi Germany. As you know, people coming to the United States from many parts of the world today are trying to escape conditions not of their own making, which make living in safety and with basic needs met impossible. And as you know, sometimes when people travel to the United States, they are mischaracterized as criminals. And sometimes some political and even religious leaders characterize these people as less than human, particularly in the case of migrants who are Black or brown. And as you know, this narrative, though it can appear to be utter nonsense and perhaps even funny in a heartbreaking way, this narrative is designed to create fear, to divide us, to distract us, and to destabilize our grounding in our values. And even if we aren't jumping on the hate bandwagon, the pull of this disconnecting, dehumanizing strategy is powerful and effective. Which is why I particularly wanted this morning to tell you briefly about UUSC's work in Haiti and with people in the United States who have come here from Haiti. This is just a glimpse of a significant body of work over many years. It is part of the story, though, despite the limited narrative we hear every day. And frankly, the limited narrative within the United States about Haiti has been part of the problem for a long time. 2 years ago, I was here, I was at a funders conference for organizations funding in Haiti. This was a little bit just after the assassination of the president. The keynote speaker, so things had been in pretty rapid decline, the conditions communities were living in. The keynote speaker at the funders meeting was the Honorable Michelle Pierre-Louis, a former prime minister from Haiti. And she implored us to tell the whole story. Not only the desperation, the poverty, the organized crimes, the impacts of colonialism, but also, and to quote her, the hard work, the resistance, the solidarity, the world of care, the learning, the community engagement, the joy, the hope. The narrative that Haiti is hopeless is one of the greatest challenges Haitian people face, she told us. Sophisticated resignation is what they're hoping for from us. UUSC's partners in Haiti exemplify our theory of change, our belief that the way change is created is by accompanying people impacted by injustice with resources for humanitarian response, advocacy, research, and documentation of abuses, resource mobilization, and justice education. In the United States, UUSC is part of a small coalition of groups supporting Haitians in the diaspora who are working together to create a Haitian solution to the problem. They have a vision for inclusive, independent democracy. They are working both to create alliances for Haiti's future and also internationally to advocate for self-determination for the people of Haiti. And yes, it's complicated. UUSC is about to release a report that represents years of work documenting systemic inequalities encountered by Black asylum seekers, particularly those from the continent of Africa and from the Caribbean. The study aims simply to create more awareness of the racial disparities in the asylum process and to advocate for much-needed systemic change. This will be published in the coming month with the Migration Policy Institute and also with the Harvard Health and Human Rights Center. In addition to this work here in the United States, UUSC supports grassroots groups on the ground in Haiti, part of the significant peasant movement there. The 50-year-old Papay Peasant Movement, or MPP, is currently working in agroecology, popular education, environmental management, gender rights. They operate in 35 communal sections within Haiti, and they are helping to grow a movement for food sovereignty and also advocating against harmful trade policies that are impacting the food systems of Haiti. MPP and other UUSC partners in Haiti are operating today despite the challenges of the current crisis, which emerged in 2021. There's even more to the story, there always is, but this piece I love. 2 weeks ago at our staff meeting at UUSC, I learned that our staff are working to support voter mobilization of Haitian Americans in South Florida. I tell you, I am jazzed whenever I learn about more and more people going out to vote, but the idea of Haitian Americans voting in this election gives me deep joy. Remembering the too short life of Juan Lopez gives me joy. Remembering his power to open hearts, his conviction that another world is possible, his invitation to purpose, to love, to power. One more thing. The business about love and power, that's not just about Juan Lopez. That's not just about Ketley Alexander from MPP in Haiti. It's not just for climate activists in Fiji and the Solomon Islands and South Louisiana. It's not just about beloved trans people seeking refuge in safer states within the United States. That business about love and power is for all of us. Because power without love is reckless and abusive. And love without power is sentimental and anemic But love that knows purpose and power that is animated by love, right there is a whole new world. Let's go.